Hello, everybody. You're listening right now to Computex Podcast Techie. It's Raymond here. Today, we're going to continue our talk on Edge AI and also robotics. And we are joining by a guest virtually from Israel that has a very strong AI ecosystem and ranks number 4 globally in AI advancements last year. And this guest has a lot of years of experiences in different industry sectors such as semiconductors, AR, VR, cybersecurity, IoT, communications, and consumer electronics. He is the CEO of TIP Ventures, country manager of ZutaCore, and also chairman of Israel-Taiwan Chamber of Commerce. Ronen Heldman, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. I would like to start our talk with a larger or much more general question. How do you see this AI trend affecting how we live, how we work, or how we run our companies in the industry?
So I see this trend affecting like every aspect in our lives. And when I walk through the corridors of ZutaCore, for example,
yes,
I see that the project managers are using AI to kind of make things faster, make things more effective. The project manager, the engineers, it becomes part of the day-to-day life. People are looking for tools, different tools. Specifically, I just participate in a product manager workshop. Mm-hmm. How AI can affect the product manager life. So this is an example of like a niche within the niche of AI.
Yes.
But everybody understands that something big is happening. They can see the result immediately with even the Ghibli of the OpenAI. So it motivates people to take advantage at work and also in creating startups. And creating new initiatives, and everybody understands that things are much faster these days.
Yes.
So I see it everywhere, from like the workman levels that are trying to make their work more efficient, to entrepreneurs that come up with new ideas in all fields, whether it's in robotics, in cybersecurity, in coding. Everyone is trying to take this opportunity and new trend, and they are coming up within less than 2 years with startups that generate revenues.
Yes.
So this is really a revolution.
Yes. You just said that AI makes all of us understand things much more quickly. Does that also mean for people who are running companies? Does it also mean they also have to adjust their strategies more rapidly or more constantly? Is it going to be a challenge or an opportunity, Ronen?
It's a challenge and opportunity.
Yes.
I mean,
okay.
There are so many companies that helped our life, but now we can see that there are some AI tools which is either free or $10 a month, that can bring us, give or take, the same 80% of this value. So these companies they must change their strategy.
Yes.
They kind of be much stronger or die. Mm-hmm. This is a turning point for many companies in the industry.
Okay. You have to be strong enough and quick enough to survive the market challenges.
You have to, and you have to adopt. And it's not just a buzzword. Like 2-3 years ago, everybody used AI as a buzzword. Mm-hmm. Now everybody understands or many people understand and ask the right questions, and they would like to see exactly how it kind of expedite everything, and how it makes everything more natural.
Yeah. Okay. So for this next question, because Ronen, you're coming from Israel, the startup nation, I can say. Can you share with us a little bit or give us a glimpse of the startup ecosystem in Israel and what is the startup culture there? How does it look like? Because actually I was in Israel a few years ago before COVID. And I went there with a cybersecurity delegation, and we just visited different cybersecurity companies. And also one day, we went to Beersheba. That is also a very important technology hub for Israel at that time. So I was very impressed about how many people, they could be so devoted into making things possible, not just people from the industry, but also people from the government, local government. They are pouring in a lot of resources and also money to make Beersheba really not just a tech hub for Israel, but also for the entire world. They are attracting R&D centers and all from these international big companies to come to Beersheba. So just as an example, so can you give us a little bit more details about the startup ecosystem in Israel?
I think the startup ecosystem in Israel have developed in the recent 30 years. At the beginning, it was mainly motivated by the government. Mm-hmm. Then once we had success, more and more private money came in, and the majority of the money comes from the private sector, whether Israeli or outside of Israel, primarily from the US. I think that the culture of the Israeli, try and fail, try and succeed, and this something that is unique, and I see it the main reason maybe for the success. And many people at relatively very, I would say, minimal experience, in my opinion, say, okay, I'll have my own company.
Yes.
I'll have my own startup. After 2 years after graduating or being 2 years in the industry, and they do something. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed, but there is even there was a culture that appreciate failure. Mm-hmm. That VC says, I want CEOs, new entrepreneurs that already failed in previous startup. Mm-hmm. This was unique. Okay, not just people that succeed. Everybody say, hey, that's great work. We want someone that is a serial entrepreneur. No, they said we want CEOs that failed with their previous startups, and they had lessons, and they now are ready for the next venture. So I think that one is that there is the ability to fall and to rise again, and to be very curious and to look for things that can benefit the world. The other thing is that, which is common to Israel and Taiwan, is that we don't have local market. So we always look on global problems that we want to solve. Always. We always look for local POC, but then we want to go globally. I think that's it for this question.
Yes. Sounds like it's a very, very encouraging environment for startup and also for entrepreneurship, for sure. It's okay for you to fail as long as you can learn from mistakes and you can just rise up once again, right? And what about the Taiwanese startups? And how do you see the opportunities for startups of Israel and startups of Taiwan or companies to work together?
Okay. The first thing that I want to share is that I'm not aware of specific Taiwanese startups. Mm-hmm. And this is the shame of us.
It's okay, yeah.
Two cultures that are so close to us, to each other. I know, for example, in the cybersecurity, there are many Taiwanese startups, and I think this is something that can be leveraged. The connection to Israel can be leveraged in order to reach to the global world. I think that the Israeli cyber startups are typically traded in very high valuation, and the startups in Taiwan typically are built for local IPO.
Yes.
So the concept of the mindset is different. The startup in Israel are taking much more risk, even at the cost of failure. But then they come with breakthroughs. The startups in Taiwan, since they are built to IPO, they would be more conservative.
Yes.
And would gear to revenue. Now, if you combine the two, like an Israeli growing startup that is looking to have a non-organic source of revenue, this can be a really good opportunity for both companies, both startups, a growing Israeli startup. And another thing which is different between the Israeli startup and Taiwanese, at least now, is that the Israeli are relatively good in marketing, and the Taiwanese are less. I said now because in the past, Israeli were not good in marketing, and we always looked at, okay, we look at the Americans. We will be the technology, and the American will do the marketing. And now, after years of maturity, Israeli startups, they have become global with their employees.
Yes.
and the ability to market. And I think the opportunity for the Taiwanese startup is to team up with Israeli, either mature companies or startups, but specifically late-stage startups that already put sales channels around the globe. They already got tens or more than tens of millions of dollars of investment. So they put it in marketing dollars. And then to bring the Taiwanese startup, which have already mature solution, to this machine. It's a marketing machine. And this could be a win-win for both startups.
Wow, that sounds very promising. And being able to make a good product is not enough. You have to let people know you can do it, and they would like to buy your product. And that's the magic of marketing. And that's very, very, very important. Yeah. And a lot of Israeli startups are doing their own marketing right now, just like Ronen just said. So just before we go, I would like to ask Ronen that because in this very rapidly changing world, we see a lot of growing geopolitical risks and also the Trump tariffs, a lot of things like that. How do we keep it together of what we want to do? How is it that we improve our resilience in this changing world? A very big question for you, Ronen.
I'll tell you a little secret of my own.
Yes.
Okay. I've been working with Taiwanese company for more than a decade. Okay, almost 2 decades.
Yes.
And in different roles in different companies. And back more than 5 years ago, I and my Taiwanese partner that we worked for these 2 decades, we decided to open TIP Ventures, which is Taiwan-Israel partnership. And people in Israel told me, hey, Taiwan is very risky business. What about the geopolitical issues? And I decided to say to myself first, and then to them, it's too big of a question. I focus on work. And this is the answer. The answer is, let's focus on work. Let's focus on innovation. Let's put all these tariff and geopolitical issues. It's not for us to solve. We need to focus on work. And 3 weeks after October 7 last year, which was a very devastating time for us, I came with the CEO of Zutacor to Taiwan.
Yes.
And we did a roadshow. And 3 months later, we invested in Zutacor. And I think, and in between, we had a webinar talking about resilience.
Yes.
Where CEOs and venture capitalists, everybody talked about what do we need to do. And my takeout from it, focus on the core. The core is, do the right product, do the right marketing, do the right pricing. And as we say, first we make friendship, then we make business.
Yes.
So have your community. The other point about the Israeli, ecosystem is that a lot of community. And it's relatively a very small area, same as Taiwan, that we can kind of take a car and within 1 hour we can be anywhere. So this is an advantage. And so let's use these natural advantages and happy lives.
Yes. Ronen, thank you for helping us end this talk in such a positive and also happy tone. And I think for sure, ZutaCore is a very good example that it has its headquarters in California and has its R&D center in Israel, and it also has offices in Taiwan and also Europe, so that you can actually using resources from different markets, from different regions, and to have the best service and also the product. And just like Ronen just said, you the only thing that you have to do is to focus on your work, on what you do, on innovation, so that when your product is good enough, and people will see it. And thank you so much, Ronen, for your time. And of course, you want to find out more about the latest technologies and also trends about AI, you are more than welcome to visit us for Computex 2025 that will go from May 20th to May 23rd at the Nangang Exhibition Center, Hall 1 and also Hall 2 this year. And we have 1,400 exhibitors joining us this year. So a lot for you to look forward to. Thank you once again for your time, Ronen. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you in Computex.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to Ronen for giving us so many insights within just 15 minutes. And next, I would like to dig a little bit deeper into the scale and also the strengths of Israel's AI ecosystem on our tech snap. First of all, just last month, Google agreed to acquire Israeli cybersecurity startup Wiz for $32 billion US dollars. Wow. In an all-cash transaction. Wow. The largest acquisition in its own history, much larger than this $12.5 billion US dollars purchase of Motorola back in 2011. And next, let's switch the focus to AI. According to Startup Nation Central, AI startup represents just 30% of the overall tech ecosystem in Israel, but account for 40% of total funding rounds, and then very impressive 47% of total investments. The Israeli government has also been a significant contributor to this growth, actually, by creating a supportive regulatory environment, investing in R&D development through initiatives like $1 billion national AI program, and encouraging public-private partnership. The government has created fertile ground for innovation to thrive for sure. And another example is that the Israel Innovation Authority just announced a plan this month to build 2 new deep tech incubators that will support the development of startups in sectors such as energy, infrastructure, and medical technology over the next 5 years. Each incubator will receive up to $10.8 million US dollars in government funding, and the private investments are also anticipated to exceed $32.4 million US dollars. So you could see a lot of money, a lot of resources pouring into the technology sector of Israel. So to wrap up today's program, I would like to quote the CTO of Israeli venture capital Team 8, Aiden Sindler, just said. He said that AI in Israel isn't about riding the wave. What others see as an AI gold rush, we see as harvesting seeds we planted years ago. Israel has become a sort of AI kitchen of the global tech industry. So how is it Israel continues to cast this AI magic and run this kitchen? We'll find out in the future. Tech It's Techie. We'll see you next time.